Ladies and gentlemen, Martijn is too nice for me. Okay, I shall start my presentation. I have a company called Case Builders in Sittard, and we are every day busy with your talent. And you are a fruity bunch of people, I see. Everybody has his own taste, own color, own shape. Everybody has his own specifications and specific talents. And it's your talent that brings you forward out of the shade. Your competencies can make you successful in labor market and education. Your competencies can color your life. Your competencies bring the best out of you. But what is your talent? What are your competencies? And how can you find a job or education that fits them perfectly? Let me ask you, how many people in this room think that they can do more with their talents? Raise your hands, please. Look, it's almost half of the people here. A lot of people have this problem. Around 45% of the students in vocational education choose the wrong study. 30% of them leave the school in the first year. They simply don't know their own competencies and what to do with it. So, if you exactly know what your competencies you have, and in what amount, it will help you to make decisions about your education and your career. If you measure, you know. If you measure, you can create new chances. If you measure, you recognize yourself. That's why a lot of you already did an assessment for getting a job or during an education. The result of all this will be a report like this. Most of the time, it tells you a lot about your personality, competencies, and capacity. It shows you who you really are. If you're lucky, you find a reliable person to explain you all the details. But what to do with it, with this? Knowing your competency profile alone tells nothing about your perfect fitting job or your perfect fitting education. It tells nothing about your upcoming ideal career. Of course, there are a lot of people who try to tell you who you are, who use their own experience and skills to reflect on your assessment results and talents discovered. And of course, you can reflect yourself. It's a mirror everybody should look into. But even the best HR professional can't compare your competence profile with the thousands and thousands of profiles of jobs and educations. They can't compare apples with pears by head. And that's really the problem. Now we can do better. For that we have computers and the internet. If we have all the information about your talents, and we have all the information about the talents necessary for a job or education, we can compare fast, reliable, everywhere, always. And this will be the result. A perfect insight in the difference between the competencies you need for a job or educations and the competencies you have, measured by the assessment. In the picture, you see it yourself. Yellow, not enough. Blue, maybe even too much. So now everybody has a barcode, you will say. Of course not. Every apple has its own color, shape, taste, etc. But we know exactly that this apple, type of apple, is tasteful and ideal to use in recipes. For instance, in the Christmas apple pie you're going to eat next week. It's the same with people. Measuring your competencies makes it possible to compare you with all kinds of jobs or education in less than a second. But there is still you, as a person with all your feelings, preferences, character. You are the boss. But you know where you will fit perfect. You know there are some jobs that fit you better than others. You know that you will like them because they fit the best. You are always in the lead. It's not the system that makes the choices. The system helps you to make the perfect choice yourself. This way of working finds always, and it's very important what I'm going to say now, this way of working finds always the best available fitting job for a person or the best fitting available person for a job. Unambiguous, without prejudice, immediate, and above all, reliable. For companies, this is also an ultimate solution. If they have a competency profile of the vacancy they want to fulfill, they can compare the assessment results of many applicants with this profile in just a moment. This can be a fine solution for open solicitations. So companies and organizations can find the needle in a haystack. Just in time, the exact right person with the right competencies, with a minimum investment in time and money. And that helps a lot, I can assure you. And the automatic comparison of competency profiles via the internet can do more for you. It creates the best teams. It helps to solve outplacement problems. It can be the start of competency management. It brings the best possible job, education, or personnel. If you do this, there are no question marks anymore in education and labor market, only exclamation marks. A small town in Groningen decreased the unemployment with 50% with this system and saved 3 million euros the last 3 years. And this is actual news last week in the Dagblad van het Noorden. A school in The Hague decreased dropouts with 25% with this system. Back to our fruit. We see education and the labor market as a bowl full of tasteful fruits with their own special qualities. Just get to know the flavors to create the best possible salad. Thank you. Enjoy your meal.